Drum roll. Who's got a drum? I'm gonna get the bad one out of the way first. The women beat the guys. So what we can focus on, and what we can enjoy, is that Dave Patty had the most points. We can add those in there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we can add your testimonials, whether they're written or videos, on your bio spots to be able to, then you could send, like how he showed that one guy, Rudy, he has a link on his signature emails. You could do a link, what other people are saying about Felice. And it's a link that would take them right to there and have all the testimonials that they could see.
Now, on the surface, that sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? To get videotape testimonials of your clients, especially at a closing when things are going well, and leverage that testimonial and get it out there to everybody.
It's not going to push them off into next year. So, Christy, come on up.
Okay.
All right. So, Christy's going to be sharing with you guys some different things. And then after, she's going to take as long as she needs to take. And then we're going to visit that one house on Shadow Creek or wherever it is after the office meeting. As many of you as possible, I'd like you to go to that tour of that house for all the reasons that I already shared with you. So, Christy, welcome. Thank you.
Wow. I'm so glad I came today. Yeah, sure. 'Cause you have me. I'm so glad I came today, and I was going to mention that you guys should all have your business plans in place, but I'm pretty sure after this incredible meeting, you already know
Where
that.
it's see attached agent visual. Agent notes no items to disclose. Agent notes the following items, and you list a couple things. What's that? Yeah. And so half-assed is 2 and 3. Agent notes no items to disclose. That's, you lose the lawsuit. Number 3, agent notes the following items, and what a lot of agents will just do is, agent recommends buyer get a professional home inspection. When you feel empathy for others, your stress will melt away. It'll just disappear. When you're confronted with a situation and you've got a client or let's say a family member that's saying, well, you know what, we really wanted to see you over the holidays and you know, we're really disappointed. Rather than trying to jam everything in so you can make everybody happy but yourself, you could say, you could feel to yourself and that person, feel empathy for what they're going through. That doesn't mean you're going to change your whole life and your schedule. It doesn't mean you're going to change your whole schedule, but feel empathy for them. Because when you feel empathy, the stress
You start at the top and get that right. Maybe it doesn't apply to everyone, but what it works for me is if you get that right, then everything else you'll be blessed and things will start falling in place. So then when you go with your instinct, you'll be getting the fruits back.
There's a lot of truth in that. For example, I don't need a show of hands, but along in the spirit of what Charles was saying, if in your personal life, your relationship with God wasn't number 1 on your list, then what Charles is saying would be applying to you. So if you want to have a really good relationship, then you need to have that up there. And that's what the values elicitation process that David I can help you with is we do this wheel of your life, and it includes your spiritual, your health, your fitness, your family, your work, your different things, and we find that one area that if you could make one change, it would have the most significant change in the rest of your life. And it really does work. Because that's for me, I felt that if I get the health and fitness in order, then I'm going to have the energy, I'm going to do all this, that I can make all these changes, including my spiritual. You know, sometimes you wake up Sunday morning, you don't feel like going. Sometimes it's in the evening, you don't feel like opening up the Bible. Sometimes it's this. And so if you fix these things, I agree, I think that applies to everybody that's involved. Before we get into a couple other things, though, this is one of Jeff's tips that I'm helping you with over the holidays. Another one of those tips that is good for your surviving the holidays, and it's also good for your business, which I really find it fascinating how you can pull this together. So humor me, because I find it fascinating. This one's a big one to me for a couple reasons. We seem to be still struggling with the seller. You guys are going to write a counter, and the seller accepting this subject to the attached counter. Quite often this box is not being checked. Not being checked. which means there was no counter. Okay, so the other thing that's a real problem with this is, well, the seller says, well, I don't want to sign this until we negotiate this counter, until I know for sure they accept the counter. So this comes in, they won't sign it, negotiate a counter, then for the class. You go online, register for the class, and then I'll get notified that you've registered, and then we can work together on it. So if it's something you'd like to do, it's very valuable. It is actually effective. It's one of the programs or classes. It's not just for brand new agents, it's also for agents that want to jumpstart their business to get it started again. So I just wanted to share that with you because it is valuable. It's really tough to reach your goal. If you're not balancing out and setting your appointments, it's kind of like, I understand what they're telling you, what Dave just repeated to you, that they're telling him, is that you can set your appointments. And if they really are serious sellers, they'll meet you tomorrow. And it's almost like setting the tone for who's in control. Well, no, I'm actually too busy. I mean, think about it. What's your first impression of the agent that's you're on the phone, and you say, well, can you come over right now? Oh, yeah, here I go, here, I'm right there. It's like clients in control. You're not very busy.
If we change out a water heater, the flues and vents have to be changed out per the government, new regulations and all that. That's $500. So if you don't have that platinum plan, your buyer will be paying $500. And then that's when they call you up and say, I thought my water heater was covered. You know, it's things like that. So that platinum plan also, besides air, roof, and modifications, comes with outside pipe leak coverage. Okay? Now, if you compare these two, the platinum on the regular plan, which I should be offering you in here, but I love you guys, so I'm going to give you this one, is $520. It went up to $520.
If you have this vision, this dream of growing your real estate job into a real estate business and beyond, a business that is beyond you, there's one thing it does require above anything else, and that is that it's a noble effort. You believe that what you're doing is important, and here's why. Here's why it's important. And this is it's kind of tough to put this into words and make sure I'm clear on it, so I'm going to stumble my way through it. Right? All right. So back when I had my real estate sales team, I discovered over time that not based on my numbers, but based on other people's numbers, we did the best job of all of the other real estate agents who sold any number of houses in the market. Go survey.
So how many of you guys are actually using the statistical USPs or doing the worthy cause type marketing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now leave your hands up. 3 of the 6 are in the top 10 in the office. There's not a coincidence. The other ones are just starting to use it. There's not a coincidence. No. It has nothing to do with the AD or that. I was just teasing you. But no, I want to share with you why. Now let's just do it one more time, just for 10 seconds. Just start talking. Just so the people around you can hear. This is something, you got to participate. Just start talking. Hi Felice, what are you doing? Anyway, come on out. What do you have for breakfast? If your lips aren't moving. Okay, good. All right, go ahead and stop. Go ahead and stop. Some of you were so overwhelmed by the thought of participating in that chaos, you shut down. Because some of you, your lips stopped moving. Now, Manny and Daniel, I noticed you guys were talking. Did you hear anything that Paul or Lisa were saying?
No, I don't listen to it.
So when we have 11 billion, all those sounds that you guys were making is what you're being bombarded with every single moment, with every single day, from the TV, from the radio, from the people around you, from pictures, from smells, from everything. You're just being. This is something that Dave and I talked about, and he shared with you guys, that the switch that he made a few months ago was when he gets a buyer call. It used to be as the listing agent. Yeah, it's still active. I mean, how many of you guys in here have had multiple listings that you've been carrying at the same time? There's a bunch of it. And you get to a point, whether you know it or not, you get tired of the call. Hey, look in the MLS, it's active.
Yeah.
You do 3 or 4 of those. Does it say pending? Does it say call me first before you go show it? Or does it say go direct? Yeah, and so that's what you're projecting. And so then you get the phone call, and this is, kind of gets back to that, your perceptions, your projection, your belief, you're gonna project, and that same, what we were talking about earlier. So now somebody calls up, and they say, "Hi, I'm calling about the house on such and such." You're already, "Yeah, what about it?" "Well, I'm a buyer." "Yeah, the buyers are liars." And say, "Okay, I wonder why you don't ever double end any of your properties." I wonder why. It's curious, isn't it? So Dave made the switch. "Hi, this is Dave. Yeah, I'm calling about." "Oh, great, I love working with buyers." He actually tells them that. "I love working with buyers." Now think about that message that he's giving the people, compared if that same buyer calls 5 other listing agents. They're going to get mainly, even if it's their only listing, even if it's the only listing they've got in the last year, they're still going to get that more, "Yeah, what about it? Yeah, it's for sale." No enthusiasm.
And more importantly, just because you just did that, listen, think about the state you felt when he said that. When he said, "Yeah," I mean, instantly I felt my state change. Because the quickest way to get somebody to go into state is to go into state yourself. As soon as he changed to frustration, I felt it instantly. And then he turned around and said, "But yeah, I'm great, 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 great." That state is positive. You hear that and you go, all right, I feel good, that's awesome, let's go. That state that it brings up in those people, that they don't even realize that they're changing that.
If you want better results, I guess that's an important first question, then you need to be the one that says, "You know what, I've got the power to change the communication here to get even better results than what we're currently having." Our communication. Step 1 is work on what worked in 2016. So we're starting with the positive. We're starting with what worked in 2016. "I just nailed it on this, this, and this. I just did amazing on this." Whatever it might be, what worked in 2016. Step 2, what did not work or could be improved. There might be some things that you don't need to just throw totally away. They just need to be tweaked a little bit. They just need to be improved a little bit. And then step number 3 that we'll discuss in more detail is overall, what did we do that was good?
Say it again.
Overall, what we did good.
Overall, one thing I could do to be successful. What's the one attribute or activity that successful realtors practice all the time? Working, prospecting. Anybody else? I'll give you the initials of what this sentence is. This is 3 words. It's actually 4 words, but we'll go with 3. You have to have your PhD in real estate. So what does PhD stand for? What's that?
People, is that the first?
People would really help. Yeah. But this is an attribute that you have. So
Personality.
consistency, persistence. Try to figure out how we could put those 3 letters into a word, right?
These are acronyms for
That's
these?
an acronym for 3 words.
Okay.
And the last one's really, it's the PhD, then there's another D. PhD, but that just didn't sound as fun as PhD. So we had determination was one of them. That might be there.
It shouldn't be that difficult. It's only 3 questions. Okay, so the first question is, I mentioned how we can help you grow your business. There's a product that we can provide you for free. First hand that raises?
Profile.
Wrong.
Label.
Label.
Nope. Farming.
That person will be, "I don't want to meet with you." But if I call them back up and say, "Hey, I did my research, found some amazing houses, they're just beautiful, tree-lined street, cul-de-sac, the houses look beautiful inside. We do need to go see it though to make sure, but I think this is exactly what you want. It's going to make you feel great. I feel like it's going to make you feel great." Now I'm talking to them in their language, and they gave me the clues when they called me the first time. Instead of having a disappointed situation, "Oh dang, the house they want's already pending." And so I'm not listening to the language that they're giving me. I grab the language they're giving me so that when I call them back, I can feed it back to them. And this isn't anything that's deceitful or not correct. But they deserve the opportunity to work with you guys. You guys are amazing agents. And if you don't speak to them in their language, they're losing the opportunity to work with you guys. So shame on you for depriving them of the opportunity to work with great agents. Because they're going to go out and work with, if they don't select you, they're going to go work with a podunk realtor that sells 1 house a year,
and they're gonna miss the opportunity to have you guys.
And then just before we end that, we go, and what things are you worried about? So have they come up, they say, I don't want to pay too much commission, and I don't want to do that. That's where it gives you a chance to address that in your listing presentation, so that you can do that. Now, the NAR puts out lots of statistics for us. 87% of the time, NAR just said this year that other agents are bringing the buyer to the house. They're saying that that's what's happening. And if you reduce the list or the selling agent's commission by 1%, you're losing 27% of the market. So that's where you want to go over that right there. And then if you also tell them that, you know, on the 3% I work for, 1% goes to Century 21, that's to protect us. You all want protection, don't you? They'll agree with that. And then 1% of this goes towards my marketing plan. That's what I market the house with, that's what I do. So really I'm working for you for 1%. So you want to break that down for them. In that situation, I believe that's helped me. And I tell you what, chunking back up, if you don't know why their primary, why they want to sell this house, if they don't have a compelling thing, I've got to be in Florida by here, I've got to do this, I got to do that, it's going to be a weak situation. If you've got somebody who says, I'm just selling because it's January and I want to sell in January, you need more than that. If they tell you, hey, look, you know, we got 2 kids, we need an extra bedroom, that's when you can always go back to, hey, what's more important here? What do we really want to accomplish here? What we really want to accomplish is that you get this. What does your life look like a year from now?
You're not only interviewing them, however, they're also sharing with you, demonstrating their skill and their ability to get you the most amount of money. So if they're lowering their commission from 6 or 7, I would even put it out there at 7, 6 or 7 down to 4, right out of the gate, what are they going to do for you when those offers come in? What are they going to do for you? How are they going to? They can't even negotiate their own commission. How are they going to negotiate your sales price effectively? It's not going to happen. Now, is that the type of client or agent that you want? And some of you might think, well, there's no way I could say that. There's no way you shouldn't say that. By the way, just a reminder on the contest that we're doing. There's, we have the group activities, and I do encourage you to participate in the group on the teams, but it's certainly not mandatory. The group activities creates thoughts, and it creates ideas that you guys can share and even have it continue after the contest is over. So I've had a couple of people ask me, I'm really busy, it's not fitting in. No, it's not a requirement. It's just if you are going to participate and commit to it so the team people can know what they're doing. So that's all I wanted to remind you guys on that. And I also wanted to let you guys know that today you have the pleasure of a superstar. Isn't that what you all want? I mean, that's like way cool. It's exciting. It's exciting to do that. So now you've got 3 different examples of free, no-cost Facebook that we've talked about the last couple of months. Creating the group, like what Kim just said. I know a couple other people in the office have done that, create a community group, invite people in. What's the one we've been doing that's non-branded? SoCal Home Info Magazine, something or other. And so Johnny posts all sorts of articles there. It's not branded, so they don't think of it as a real estate. It's not Century 21 showcase. And it generates activity in business. So it's a really good thing for you guys to do.
I'm here to inspire you tonight. You might think, well, that's a pretty lofty goal to think that you can walk into a room full of people that I don't know, most of you in this room, and that you can somehow inspire them. And that would be true except if I were to give you the definition of what I mean by inspire. For me to be able to inspire you means that I take the Latin word for inspire and it literally means to breathe life into something. And what I want to be able to do tonight is to breathe life into your dreams. I want to be able to breathe life maybe into your business tonight, or to be able to breathe life into your marriage and your relationships, or perhaps a relationship that's kind of gone sideways with maybe one of your children tonight. Because there's so many different things that can happen in life that begin to attract the wrong things into our life. And so tonight, as I try to inspire you and to be able to breathe some life into your dreams.
And that if you're writing your own story,
Write a better story.
write a better story. So all you guys, you know, if we're the authors of our lives and we're writing our own life story, and we have the control, then why not write a better story?
You're not describing what you see. You're seeing what you describe. When you wake up in the morning and you wake up and you think, oh, this is a horrible day, and you bump your foot and you go through the day driving and people cut you off, you're just fueling this fire. If you take and you wake up in the morning, you say, it's a great day, I'm gonna go, you're writing the story yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that. Again,
Don't say that.
this is only September 30th, so you still have plenty of time to be the change you wish to see in the world. So that's and then there's a, I have to figure out what I think Michael wants.
You don't get a pick for him, he has to be here. No,
You got a 6 this week. So I'm pretty sure he
because
wants
that's the one
that.
I want.
And then here's another picture of some boats and a place I visited. And,